This video is brought to you by my supporters on Patreon. Hey guys, so I'm here with a video about having a cosplay booth at a convention. So I'm just going to go over some of the basics or like necessities of stuff to have at your booth if you are a cosplayer and a guest there and they've given you a booth and you have no idea what to do. This might give you some ideas. First things first, it's always a good idea to invest in a banner. This is my banner. I used to have one that would stand up and down like this, and then I'd put it on a janky stand that I made because the stands for those posters are actually kind of expensive. But when I went and got a new banner, this is my second banner, I kind of update them every couple of years. I decided to get one that is longer. This way I can hang it in front of the table. Ideally, you want to have both. You want to have one that you can hang in front of your table, and then a really tall one that you put like behind your booth, behind you. So you want to get a banner. I got my banner from Vistaprint. This was about like $10 or something. It was extremely cheap. They have sales very often. I used a layout and then I added to it because I wanted to show more photos. Some people only have one cosplay, only have like one photo in general on the banner and then information. Some people will put a couple pictures but all from the same cosplay and then information. Always make sure you have your information. This is how I chose to do mine. I wanted a banner that showed a huge variety of my cosplay and showed that I cosplay from a variety of things. The next thing is also super important that you are going to want business cards. Again, I got them from Vistaprint. They were fairly cheap. I can't remember exactly how much they were. Always have a stack of them at your table. I bring a box with me. This way people can at least take a business card if they don't buy anything, or if they want to be able to check out your social media later. This is also just good to have in general at conventions. Alright, another thing that you should get for yourself is one of these. It's just an acrylic stand, acrylic menu stand or something. You can find them on eBay. I believe I've even seen them at like a dollar store. I've seen these used for two different purposes. You can get larger ones and put some prints in them and have a few of those sitting out on your table just to have some prints standing straight up, which is what I actually plan to add to my booth. And then you can have a smaller one like this that is your price sheet. I offer different prices at convention than I do online, just as a little bonus to thank people for buying my prints there. Now you want to have prints, of course. That's usually what cosplayers sell out their booth. If you're buying prints, try to look for local places near you, not a giant like chain shop, and try to avoid buying them online unless you absolutely have to, because local places will usually offer better prices. People at conventions, I usually see that people like buying about 3 different sizes. Either they like the big poster sizes, which I haven't personally sold yet, but I've seen people buy them from other cosplayers that were also guests there, and that was the 11 by 16 inch prints, something like large and poster size. They also like small like postcard size prints, like 4 by 6 or so, and then just the standard like 8 by 12 or 8 by 11.5 size prints also sell okay. So when you have your prints out, I personally like to have them in a binder. I've picked up this bit of advice, or this way of doing it, from a fellow cosplayer that I often am a guest at conventions with. I used to have them out on the table, one of each out on the table for people to look at, and then she recommended a binder to me. This keeps people from touching prints with their hand and then you get like fingerprints. It's good to have it in a binder or have something covering it so that they can look at it, but then it also keeps prints safe. You're going to need Sharpies. These are not the Sharpie colors I bring with me. I usually bring a black and a silver. Sometimes I might bring like a red and a blue as well, but black and silver are typically my go-to because silver will show up on any really dark colored prints and then black shows up on everything else. Also, if you're selling prints, you are going to need change, and it's probably a good thing to invest in a chain box. I have not done that yet, but I plan to before my next convention. This way you just have everything organized. A box that locks is also a good idea. Make sure you bring enough change. Also, on the topic of paying, It'd be good if you were able to invest in those little square card readers that connect to your iPhone and people can just slide their cards, because a lot of people don't carry change. Other thing you will need for your table is probably a tablecloth. I have this pink tablecloth. Usually you want a tablecloth because they will just give you a plain table. Usually conventions always give you table. If they don't give you a table when they offer you a booth, that's a little odd, so you might need to invest in like a fold-up table. But I've never had that happen or seen that happen, so you should only need a tablecloth. Again, you only need them because they are very plain tables that don't look very cute or very appealing, so you might want something that fits either your character or just your kind of aesthetic and makes your booth look a little bit more together and like stand out and pop. On to the last few things that you might want to add. These aren't necessary, but if you feel like your booth is still looking a little bit plain, these might help you. If you have any other kind of merch, make sure to bring that. If you don't sell any other type of merch and all you have is a binder with prints on it, and so you have like a lot of empty space on your table, it is a good idea to bring a couple like of old cosplay pieces with you. If you have smaller props that can rest on the table, or if you have like accessories or armor pieces that you can sit on the table, that is always good, or at least interesting to have. Not necessarily to sell, just kind of as decorations and to show off some of your other work. It also brings me into the next thing that you could possibly have, and that is a mannequin that has a different cosplay of yours on, like fully on and wearing it. Mannequin, see? Yeah, bring one of these with you if you're able to, or if you have one, and put an old cosplay on it and just kind of have that back behind your booth. Just again for some sort of aesthetic-y reasons and just to make your booth look more appealing and just to show off some of your other cosplay work. This might be a lot more helpful to people who take commissions or do commissions, because then you can take commissions there. And the last thing that I started doing that I'm super proud of and I really like, and that I'm happy I started doing this because it was something I haven't seen any other cosplayer do like at their booth. I know it's not something like super hard to come up with, but I still haven't seen anyone do it, and that is having a photography banner behind your booth or off to the side. At the conventions I usually go to, table, like you have so much space and then you have a table on the table smaller than the space that you're allocated to, so you have an area off to the side a little bit. So I will set up my photography equipment. I have a backdrop rigging, then I will attach my backdrop to it, and because people usually come up to your booth because they want a picture with you, they always typically want pictures with the cosplay guests, so I will stand over there and we can take pictures in front of this backdrop. The backdrops I pick out and I change out specifically to match what I'm cosplaying. This way it's a backdrop that is fitting to the character. So that is all of my ideas for the booth. I hope you found this video helpful, and have a lovely day. Bye!